Okay, let's take a look at our Zerg player. Sopia Wera.
And our Terran player.
Wait for it. OGS Ensnare. Now, Ensnare has quite a reputation.
Yep.
For being just a monster player.
He definitely is.
Everybody's been talking about him out here.
We saw that game. He was just so solid in his play.
Well, considering what Sopia threw at him, I got to say I'm really impressed.
You know, Sopia played a very nice game.
Yeah.
But Ensnare just, I didn't see any mistakes, really. It just really good, solid play, good macro, good timings, good unit composition.
Yeah.
He upgraded. Just everything about Ensnare was just good.
Yeah, Ensnare, he's just solid, man. I mean, that attack, for just a split second, I thought, uh-oh, what if Terran loses this? And then, I forgot for that second that there was a planetary fortress.
Yeah.
So there's no way he could actually engage the command center. I'm curious to see how Ensnare is going to play this time, if he's going to stick with his reputation and go mech, or if he's going to, go back to that, I guess, older school style we saw there.
Yeah, the bio
tank.
It remains to be seen. He's good at everything, really. He's just such a good Terran player. He can do anything, but his mech, I think, is probably the scariest mech that I've seen. And this map, very, very good for Mutalisk harassment. Very good map for that. So he may want to go mech to be able to get some Thors out and stop that harassment. And, that's a pretty good idea.
Well, a map where you're very close in position by air and far apart by ground usually means that air units can dictate where the player is going to be. You can keep a guy stuck in his base. Now we see the SCV here delaying the expansion here for this drone.
That is so annoying for Sopia. It is just really annoying, man.
This is brutal.
Do you ever do that to Zerg Stasis?
I do. I do
this
all the time.
Anymore.
I do this all the time to Zergs, man.
Get out of here.
It's so good because, see, the Zerg can't plant the hatchery if you guys are confused. These guys are not having a tickle fight here. That's actually what's going on.
Ring around the rosy, bucket full of posy, ashes, ashes. We all fall down.
He's never going to get to be a hatchery, man.
No,
Look at
man.
This is very frustrating. The longer this goes on, the more frustrated it is for Zerg. This is why you see a lot of Zergs, and I think is he just going to give up?
I think so, man. It looks like he's going for a Roach Warren once again.
Oh, man.
I guess that's how he likes to stop any Hellion harassment. I hope he lays a really quick creep tumor.
He's going to need to.
Yeah, I like to do is Zerg. If I'm going to go Roaches off one base this quickly, I'll lay a creep tumor with my first 25 energy, because Roaches and Overlords cost so much to get out, along with losing that extra drone, along with making that Roach Warren, that you can get that extra creep to complement your Roaches, and you don't really use all your larvae anyways.
Remember that this game, the gas wasn't stolen, so we may see a little bit more directly exactly what our Terran player was planning on doing, because last time we didn't have the gas steal, so we don't know if he always wants to expand or if he was just doing that as a contingency plan.
Quite true. And he hasn't stopped mining gas yet, so that's another thing that points towards Ensnare definitely doing something other than Command Center right now. Creep
tumor laid as he predicted, but if he doesn't have enough creep over here, these Hellions are just going to run circles around these lings and stuff, and these roaches, everything.
And again, they can just kite the roaches, as we saw last game as well.
Roaches are out. Remember, this area here is pretty narrow, so roaches can corner the Hellions. The Hellions can't really migrate through there.
Yeah.
So
definitely hold that off, and I like it. I like this opening. It's pretty strong. He's going to be able to hold pretty easily. It's either roaches or it's spine crawler speedling. So. Runs right by. This could be huge. One drone down. Two drone down.
And I don't know if he might be able to run around him again.
Oh! Killing two of the Hellions. That's really important.
And unfortunately, there was only one drone here, so I won't be able to do too much damage.
That drone died lonely. It's the worst way to die, Tasis. That and drowning.
That and drowning. Yeah, I would not want to be burned by a Hellion. I'd much rather be nuked or something. That's a terrible way to go. He didn't do actually as much damage as I thought he was going to do. With those, when I saw him get in there, I was like, oh, I think, this...
It felt like he might just ruin Sopia's day.
Yeah. So much money on the line down here. And interesting, he swaps out the factory add-on.
He may be going...
tank. Also,
no.
he's going to go for a Banshee attack right after this.
And he's making that command center as well.
I guess he's going to float over here.
Yeah. You know, Siege Tank Marine Banshee is actually something that Idra and I were talking about quite a bit during the beta, where like there's actually this build on the Asian server that's unfair, and it's this build. It's so hard to stop, man. What unit comp do you actually go to kill that? It's ridiculously hard, and I'm excited to see that he might be going for that actual comp we haven't seen in a very long time.
Banshees can do so much damage, even with Queens firing at them. They're the DTs of the sky.
That's so true, man. So scary. You know those propellers? Those are actually dead DT blades.
Is it? Actually, I believe that. This is like the DT unit of the game, I swear. There is actually a Dark Templar, but he's been one-upped by the Banshee.
Oh, yeah. DT got nothing on Banshee, man.
Well, I think Zerg's handled himself pretty well so far, I mean, with defense and everything like that. But this harassment play by the Terran is pretty strong.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't look like he's going to be getting Cloak. So I guess that's a good thing for our poor Zerg player Sopia, because he waited so long to get that layer up. His layer is still morphing now. Very, very late layer.
He's been picking up drones here and there. And I like this play by the Terran taking the island, because the Banshee can, of course, defend that as well.
I think we were just talking about that earlier today, where we were Tasteless, that no one really takes the island.
Yeah, it's not as common
on this map. But
Tasteless takes the island when he plays.
Does he?
But he is a very high-level player.
He is indeed.
He talks in third person.
It's the best way to talk about yourself.
That's the best way. 2 Banshees out now. Now remember, a Banshee kills a drone in 2 shots. So, I mean, if you have these 2 Banshees together, you can basically one-shot drones. And what are they, like, tag teaming here? I guess that one's pretty injured. Look how many Spore Crawlers she's forced him to make. It's actually insane.
Spore Crawlers are not that good against Banshees. In fact, Spore Crawlers just are not that good overall. A lot of Zerg players just don't make them, make some extra queens.
They don't have very much range.
Yeah, and they cost a similar amount to a queen. So, you know, I don't know. I'm surprised to see so many of them. And in Snare right now, I really love the position he's in, man. He's playing so great.
Is good. Well, instead of expanding down here, which takes up so much room to defend and stuff, he just takes the island, slips that over there, and of course, Zerg is busy defending from air. He has Zerg. I don't even know if Zerg is fully aware of the expansion. Let's see here.
Yeah, Oh, he knows.
He knows.
But what is he going to do about it? Well, he is making a Spire, but right now, a lot of Thors being constructed for Ensnare. He has 2 factories making Thors, so I don't know. That Spire, man, may not be the best choice.
Yeah, there's already 3 turrets up here, and turrets fire so fast, just like at Starcraft 1.
Turrets are good. No question about that. Banshee's just bombing around. Very easy for him to do. We saw a lot of Hellion Micro last game, this game, harassing with the Banshees. And this is StarCraft 2 of the future. We're going to see a lot of harassment while people are macroing up. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Again, the Banshee's just forcing the Zerg to stay stuffed into a corner. Spire's done. So mutas are on the way.
4 mutas being made?
Yeah.
And we are going to see some very strong mech play here from Ensnare. You guys are about to see some of the scariest mech this side of the Pacific Ocean.
No, this guy is the master of mech. And this is what he's really good at. And very nice, taking another command center here, so he's going to be way ahead economically.
Yeah, a 3rd base before our Zerg player has a 3rd base. That is not the position you want to be in as Zerg. You really don't have anything that cost efficient right now.
It was a 3rd base, a 3rd command center before the 3rd factory, to put it into perspective.
Yeah, this is actually reminding me of StarCraft 1 mech right now. Just make a couple factories, like, all right, I should live, I have missile turrets and factory units, and you make a 3rd command, and as long as he doesn't die in the next couple minutes, man, he's going to be in a sick good place.
We're going to have what's called an economic explosion here, where now that SCVs have been transferred here and SCVs are mining here, not a ton of SCVs mining here, by the way, but you know, enough that he's going to have so many units coming out at his opponent.
Oh, yeah. His economy is completely crazy. Let's take a look at that income tab. And, yeah, look at that. The mutas chased away by those turrets. But his economy is nearly twice as much as Sopia is right now. In fact, Sopia's main we just saw and his natural, very few drones on both. So really, really poor drone saturation for poor Sopia, but a lot of mutas right now. Oh, the Thor's coming in, the clump
That
mutas.
was so much damage to those mutas all at once.
Oh my, he just went way down. He had so many mutas there. He had like 13, 14 mutas, down to 4, 2 of them very badly hurt. You cannot clump mutas versus Thor. Sopia, what are you going to do? You have very little economy compared to Ensnare. Your mutas are getting completely owned by his Thors. This is not a good place to be in.
Just having a hard time following those mutas on the camera. I should have just grabbed him and
making me dizzy.
I know. Let's move my camera around like this. Well, in a little bit here, he's going to tear down these rocks, and this mech army.
It's march to victory, man.
Yeah. Zerg needs to. Well, first of all, Zerg cannot retake this because that is actually that is a planetary fortress with turrets. So I mean, there's just not.
That's
a
actually
lot
unkillable.
Yeah, you really.
Oh wow.
That's pretty tough to kill.
Yeah.
So Zerg is going to have to invest into the late game. Try to double expand, but I don't know if he can really...
He's still on 2 base. I mean, his best chance at this point is Broodlords, of course. Or perhaps Ultras. You know, Ultras obviously quite good against Thors and tanks. Especially when the tanks are in small numbers, but...
He's getting Ling speed here. Got Baneling's Nest. I don't know if this Banelings are actually the best option here.
Yeah, they might in fact be the worst option
because
here.
because all the mech units actually tank the damage. So
what he can hope to do is take out the Marines with the Banes and then use the mutas with the magic box to take out the Thors. But I feel like that things are not going to go as he's planning.
The only thing worse than attacking with Banelings would be to attack with an Overlord. I mean, I don't.
Overlord does slightly more damage to a Thor.
Okay, we're still waiting.
Yeah,
for
Sopia
this attack.
not even trying to take a 3rd base. I don't understand why he wouldn't even try to take a 3rd. It's like he's waiting for an all-in attack, but there is no all-in attack.
Yeah, the Terran's just going to wait until he's almost maxed out.
Yeah, he's playing so safe right now. I believe Ensnare could probably just go over and kill Sopia right now, but he's just chilling, and he wants to make sure he does this right.
Whoa. This drone had second thoughts here. He made the hatchery, then canceled it.
I know, man. He was like, I want to change my major. And the Banshee's like, no.
But he did manage to save the hatchery. The Banshee was actually doing damage so quickly, he could have lost it. So he actually canceled, made it again. That was pretty impressive. But yeah.
They do that very quick because they kill drones in 2 shots. Look at that. He has more Thors than there are mutas, I believe. In fact, I'm going to check into that. No, 19 mutas against 10 Thors. But still, that is gross.
Here's what we were talking about. So these Thors are actually doing a dance down here.
They're actually square dancing for us. He's like, I don't need these many Thors. He just makes them dance, man.
Nice. He actually walls this off with barracks. That's smart. So the Zerg can't counterattack as easily.
I really do like that. It's going to slow down any counterattack by a lot. And the Arnie's just sitting there, man.
There's so many Thors. You just go around here to try to get the Terran to turn around. I don't think the Terran's going to budge.
Really, the Terran should just be attacking at this point.
Yeah. This is a 1A, 2A, 3A moment.
Or a 1A, because we were in Starcraft 2.
It's true, it's MBS.
Kills a command center. But guess what? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Put auto repair on that. Those Thors ain't never going down.
Those Thors will just not die. He scans and sees it. In fact, the Zerg doesn't have anything really. Just that.
Yeah, this game looks like it is about to end.
I feel like I'm looking at a Transformers comic. There's so many Thors here.
There's like 10 Optimus Primes on the screen.
You're not supposed to be able to have this many Thors.
Yeah.
I would want to believe these are a bunch of Goliaths on steroids, but actually, no. He actually just massed up that many. It's a counterattack here by the Zerg.
But so many Thors right there. I don't think it's not going to work.
I haven't not normally seen this style where apparently you just get a bunch of Thors. But wow. He's going to try to counterattack here. He needs to win with this counterattack. I don't think that's possible.
No.
In any way whatsoever.
That is so many Thors, man. I mean, really what you need here is a bunch of Ultras. Not even Broodlords can handle that many Thors, unless you have obviously quite a few. And Sopia is still not GGing. There he is.
There it is, GG.
He's like, oh, Artos is making fun of me for not GG. And he's GG's. Gets out of there. Ensnare, Ruffle stomps his way to victory.
Ensnare Ruffle stomped him pretty bad. That was okay. Yeah,
He lollered him down to the loser group.
That was brutal, man.
Yeah, man.
That was
Ensnare. He is good. I'm going to interview him in a minute. I hope you guys left really great questions on the GOMTV.
you guys had better have asked some damn good questions because we got a serious Terran player here that we can interview. Wow. Talk about really impressive play. Very dynamic. Able to do the bio tank. Able to do mech. Or just making Thors, I guess.
Oh, there was some siege tanks.
I heard siege tank shots in my headset.
Yeah. Masked by the shadows of those huge Thors, though. Oh, my.
So, wow, that was an interesting play style. I definitely learned a new build on Scrap Station that I'm going to use when I go home and ladder tonight.
Yeah.
So,
no, I like that. That was a great build.
Yeah.
It was so safe the way you took that island. Like,
yeah,
you're going to amuse for that?
solid.
I'm going mass Thors anyways. That's my plan.
I know.
I'll just make missile turrets.
It's smart because he takes an island. Yeah, he takes an island.
Yeah.
And, of course, any smart player is going to make air units, so then he just techs right into the anti-air unit, the Thor.
Yeah.
And
the anti-air unit.
The best anti-air unit in the game, basically. So we're going to go to a break here in just a little bit, and you're going to do that interview.
That's right. And then we're going to come back to Hongun Prime.
Our final game of the day.
OGS Sazane.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting, actually. Hongun, I don't really know this player that well, but I do know he's very highly ranked, very highly looked upon by the Korean players. And Sazane, I know him quite well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not going to go into that, though.
You might have had a history with that guy.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We got our final best three coming up here in a minute. These are Stasis and Artosis. And I'm looking forward to your interview. The closing music started, so I think we're going to wind this up in a second here.